Welcome to Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I'm a board-certified music therapist, author, and expert on how to use music to relieve stress fast. This episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold is sponsored by Dr. Nisi, trainer and certifier of master and executive coaches, because she believes every person, every relationship, every business, and your finances should be extraordinary. Find out more about Dr. Nisi Moore and the Life Coaching Institute at www.drnisi.com. That's DRNEECIE.com. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. It's so great to be with you, and I'm so glad you're here. Let me ask you a question. Do you find that you're too tired at the end of your shift or your day for self-care? You know the feeling when you're too exhausted to cook dinner, clean the house, care for your kids, or even brush your teeth. When you feel like you have no energy left to care for yourself, it's time to put a stop to that. Listen, self-care is not selfish. We all know the wear and tear of working in healthcare can be exhausting. And whether you work in a hospital, long-term care facility, or a school, or in private practice, there are many factors that can drain your energy. You deserve to take care of yourself as well. Join me for a self-care for healthcare workshop, where you will, 1, discover which of the 5 types of fuel you're lacking in so you'll never run on empty again. 2, create a self-care roadmap where you nurture you like never before so you're more stress resilient than ever. 3, learn how to keep your engine running every day so that you have the energy you need to fight for changes to the system, if that's something you want to do. And 4, gain the energy you need to go the distance with your career and not contemplate quitting or changing. Listen, it's Saturday, August 28th. It's noon Pacific, and all the details are on my website. Just go to timringgold.com/self-care workshop. I'll also put the link in the notes for you. Okay, on to the music. This past week was the first week back in school for both my kids. I know in our culture we use the phrase back to school, and in many ways it's accurate, but in some ways it's not, especially this year. For my sophomore, there was not a single day in her freshman year where all the students were on campus at the same time due to COVID. So her first days back this year look nothing like last year. And since she didn't have a freshman orientation last year, since no one was on campus at the start of the year, this year's freshmen, they know more about the campus than she does. When I saw her face after she came home from her first day, I was like, uh-oh. And I said, how are you? And she just said, stressed. It got me thinking that this past Wednesday, which was their first day, was really a first day forward for her, more so than a first day back. Then it got me thinking some more. What if every day as an adult holds the possibility of being a first day forward? That was interesting, but a little intimidating, because I realized if I ever want to land on different shores and experience new things, not just a rinse and repeat of yesterday, I'm gonna have to chart new courses and move in new directions, which immediately brings up the idea of the unknown. Now, what I've learned is some people seem to be just inherently more comfortable with the unknown than others. But I've also learned that comfort can be developed. It's not fixed. So in this track, there's a mixture of the unknown and known, tension and resolution, uncertainty and certainty. But I also wanted to convey an overwhelming sense of peace throughout the track. Because for me, this life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And if there's one thing I want to know that I can find throughout the journey, it's peace. So sit back, relax, enjoy the journey, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I've got a couple of resources for you, which you can find in the show notes or you can listen to right here. So check it out. If you enjoy the sound of my voice and you enjoy the sound of my guitar, imagine them put together. Go to sonicrecovery.com and take your very own relaxation vacation, where I take you out of the stress of the present moment and back in time to a time when you felt happy, healthy, safe, and sober, and then walk you through that memory so you can bring back those feelings into the challenges you're facing today. So go check that out. It's at sonicrecovery.com. If you're a healthcare worker in recovery, check out the Music in Recovery Self-Care Guide for Healthcare Professionals that I created just for you. That's at hcp.sonicrecovery.com. And if you're a healthcare worker and you'd like more information about how to help your patients use music, you can check out the Music Medicine Guide that I created just for you at musicmedicineguide.com. Lastly, if you enjoyed the pod and you haven't done it yet, would you just take a minute to rate and review it? It really only takes about 60 seconds, believe it or not, and it would go a long way to help us make more people know just how good this pod is, particularly for healthcare workers and their stress. Thanks again. See you next time.